USA bomb.
Look, I'm sorry, we have to cut away right now. I'm just being
explained-
informed that both Istanbul and New Delhi are reporting sporadic outbreaks of violence.
Yes, in that the circulatory, respiratory, and other vital functions have terminated, these subjects are technically deceased.
Dressing calm, and what he assures us is a fully containable situation.
Parnell Air National Guard Base, Tennessee. Colonel Christina Eliopoulos.
We were all on tweaks, these little blue stims that kept you going without hampering your reflexes or judgment. I guess they worked well enough, but they made me have to piss my kidneys out every 20 minutes. I just zipped up when suddenly there was this massive jolt, like God had just drop-kicked our tail. I was spiraling out of control. I could just make out my ship, this gray mass shrinking and smoking on its way down. I straightened myself out, hit my chute. I was still in a daze, my head swimming, trying to catch my breath. I fumbled for my radio and started hollering for my crew to punch out. I didn't get an answer. All I could see was one other chute, the only other one that made it out. I unclasped my chute. They teach you not to waste time concealing it, and headed in the direction of the other chute. But then, my radio started squawking. Hello? Hello? Is anyone out there? Anyone punch out of that wreck? It was a woman's voice, clearly civilian by her language and tone. I did hear the scream, though, faint and far away. I could see the chute tangled in the trees. I started running, another no-no, making all that noise without stopping to listen for Zach. I found him dead, twitching. His flight suit had been torn open and his entrails were hanging, draped over 5 of them as they fed in this cloud of red-brown water. They didn't notice me at all. Close enough to touch and they didn't even look. At least I had the brains to snap on my suppressor, thank God. I didn't have to waste a whole clip another fuck-up. I remember that moment clearly. I turned back to Rollins. He was just starting to open his eyes again. I felt like I should say something, apologize maybe. Then I put a round through his forehead. My brain was now on full burner. All my lessons from the creek came rolling back. I stepped, I halted, I listened. I stuck to dry ground where I could. And I made sure to pace myself very carefully. Once I found a road, small, barely 2 lanes, and in horrible disrepair. Still, it was better than trudging through the mud. I reported to Metz what I'd found. She warned me to stay off it and every other road that crisscrossed the basin. Right now, I needed my sleep, and to check in with her at dawn. I felt the L's kick in between check and in, and was out by dawn. I slept hard. The sky was already light by the time I opened my eyes. There must have been at least 100 of them surrounding the tree. They were all reaching excitedly, all trying to climb over each other to get up to me. And the first thing I saw was the whole swarm coming at me. I tried putting weight on my ankle, but lightning shot up through my leg and spine. "Get out of there," she was yelling. "Go!" I started limping, splashing away with upwards of 100 G's on my ass. It must have been comical, this frantic race of cripples. I could see why as I began to get close. Wrecked and rusting cars were piled up by the hundreds, and every 10th one had at least 1 G locked inside. They saw me and started to moan. The sound carried for miles in every direction. "Don't worry about that now," Metz shouted. "Just get on the on-ramp and watch the fucking grabbers." She was shouting at me the whole time. "Move your ass, you fucking bitch!" She was getting pretty raw by then. "Don't you dare quit. Don't you dare crap out on me. What are you?" she roared. "Your fucking mother?" I hauled ass right up onto the interstate. "Okay, I made it," I reported to Metz. "Now what the fuck do I do?" She told me to look up. A black dot was heading at me from out of the morning sun. See, I let out a whoop and popped my signal flare.
They never found her,
No,
or the cabin.
no.
And Honolulu never had any record of a skywatcher with the call sign Mets fan.
You probably also read my after-action report, right?
Yes.
And the psych evaluation they tacked on after my official debriefing?
Well,
Well, it's bullshit, okay? So what if everything she told me was information I'd already been briefed on? So what if the psych team claim my radio was knocked out before I hit the mud? And so the fuck what if Metz is short for Metis? The mother of Athena, the Greek goddess with the stormy gray eyes. Ah, the shrinks had a ball with that one. Especially when they discovered that my mother grew up in the Bronx. Maybe she wasn't a pilot herself. Maybe she was married to one. Maybe she wanted to be one but never made it as far as I did. Maybe she was just a scared, lonely voice that did what she could to help another scared, lonely voice from ending up like her. Who cares who she was or is? She was there when I needed her. And for the rest of my life, she'll always be with me.